Will E.J. DiMera finally expose Cat's shocking double life? A deep dive into the betrayal that's about to rock Salem. In the ever-twisting world of Days of Our Lives, where secrets have a way of exploding at the worst possible moments and family loyalties shatter like fine crystal under pressure, we're standing on the precipice of what could be one of the most explosive reveals in recent memory. The question on every fan's lips right now, will E.J. DiMera expose Cat's dangerous secret? And more importantly, what kind of devastating fallout will follow when the truth about her and Rafe Hernandez comes crashing down? Buckle up, Salemites, because this storyline has been simmering for months, and it's about to boil over in classic Days fashion, complete with heartbreak, rage, and enough drama to fill a dozen episodes. Let's start with what we know, or at least what the clues have been pointing toward. E.J. DiMera, that complex, charismatic, and often ruthless titan of the DiMera Empire, has grown dangerously close to Cat. Their relationship has developed layers of intimacy mixed with suspicion, moments of genuine connection overshadowed by the shadows of deception. E.J., ever the shrewd operator, has let his guard down in ways we rarely see. He's confided in her, trusted her presence during vulnerable times, and perhaps even begun to see her as someone who could stand beside him in his endless power struggles. But as longtime viewers know all too well, in Salem, trust is the most expensive and fragile commodity. We think, scratch that, we're convinced that sooner or later, E.J. is going to make a discovery that will change everything. The signs have been there if you've been paying close attention. Cat and Rafe have been operating in the shadows, part of a calculated long-term collaboration with the ISA and FBI. For months now, they've been orchestrating moves designed specifically to undermine E.J., chipping away at his operations, feeding information to federal agencies, and positioning themselves as the ultimate thorn in his side. This isn't some casual alliance, it's a meticulously planned campaign against one of Salem's most formidable players. Rafe, with his law enforcement background and personal vendetta against the DiMeras, brings the badge and the moral high ground, or at least what passes for it in this town. Cat brings the charm, the access, and the ability to get close enough to strike where it hurts most. Imagine the scene when it all unravels. E.J., who has built what he believes is an authentic bond with Cat, learning that every smile, every late-night conversation, every moment of apparent vulnerability was potentially part of a larger game. The betrayal cuts deep because E.J. doesn't let many people in. His history marked by family betrayals, lost loves, and his own moral compromises has left him guarded. Finding out that Cat was playing him? That she was working hand-in-hand with Rafe, of all people? It's not just professional sabotage. This is personal. Deeply, viscerally personal. The Rafe factor only amplifies the coming storm. E.J. and Rafe have been at odds for years, their rivalry fueled by everything from romantic entanglements to clashing senses of justice. Rafe represents the good guy cop trying to bring down the DiMera machine, while E.J. sees him as a self-righteous obstacle who's always interfered where he doesn't belong. To discover that the woman he's grown close to has been secretly aligned with his greatest adversary? That's not just a wound, it's a dagger straight to the heart, twisted for maximum pain. E.J.'s anger won't be cold and calculated. Expect volcanic eruptions, cutting words delivered in that signature DiMera drawl, and schemes born from pure, unfiltered resentment. We've seen E.J. vengeful before, but this feels different. This has the potential to push him to his darkest edges. And then there's the Italy connection, the piece of the puzzle that could accelerate everything. During E.J.'s hospitalization in Italy, when he was at his most physically and emotionally fragile, Cat was there. But what exactly happened in those moments? What actions did she take that he might have missed or suppressed? Enter Marlena Evans, the legendary psychiatrist whose hypnosis sessions have unlocked more memories in Salem than perhaps any other plot device. Marlena's involvement here isn't just convenient, it's classic Days of Our Lives storytelling. Her sessions with E.J. could bring those buried recollections flooding back, whispered conversations Cat thought he wouldn't remember, subtle maneuvers, perhaps even direct evidence of her work against him. Picture it, E.J. lying back in a session with Marlena, the room dimly lit, his defenses slowly crumbling as suppressed images surface. A look on Cat's face. A phone call she thought was private. A decision that now, in hindsight, screams betrayal. The emotional weight of that realization, EJ's face hardening as the pieces click into place, will be pure television gold. Marlena's gentle guidance, contrasted with EJ's growing fury, creates the perfect dramatic tension that Days does so brilliantly. Cat is playing a high-stakes game, and the danger is closing in fast. Once EJ connects the dots, she's not just facing professional repercussions or a broken relationship. She's facing a DiMera scorned. EJ doesn't forgive easily, especially when trust has been weaponized against him. We could see him turning the tables with surgical precision, using his resources, his influence, and his cunning to expose her to the ISA and FBI she was supposedly aligned with, or perhaps even orchestrating something more personal. The question isn't just if he'll expose her, but how dramatically and when it will cause the most chaos. This storyline echoes some of the show's greatest betrayal arcs. Think back to EJ's own complicated history with Sammy. Love and deception intertwined so tightly it was impossible to separate them. Or the way the DiMera family has repeatedly fractured under the weight of secrets and lies. Cat's situation feels fresh because it involves federal agencies and modern espionage elements mixed with the classic soap opera romance gone wrong. The ISA-FBI angle adds layers of danger that go beyond typical Salem feuds. These aren't just rival families fighting over businesses or relationships. This has international implications, potential legal consequences, and the threat of real prison time or witness protection scenarios. What makes this particularly compelling is the moral ambiguity. Is Cat truly a villain, or is she someone caught between duty and unexpected feelings? Has she developed genuine emotions for EJ while still working against him? That internal conflict could create incredible scenes where she tries to justify her actions or even attempts to protect him at the last moment. Rafe's role adds another dimension. He's not just a partner in the operation, but someone with his own complicated history in Salem. His involvement ensures that when the truth comes out, it won't be contained to just EJ and Cat. It will ripple outward, affecting the Hernandez family, the police department, and potentially drawing in other major players like Paulina, Abe, or even the Kiriakis clan. As EJ uncovers the truth, we can expect some of his most powerful performances yet. The quiet seething that builds to explosive confrontations. The calculated moves where he pretends not to know while gathering evidence. The moment when he finally confronts Cat, perhaps in the DiMera mansion, with its opulent surroundings contrasting the raw emotion of the scene. "How long?" he might demand, his voice low and dangerous. "How long have you been playing me for a fool?" The chemistry between the actors will make these scenes electric. Of course, in true Days fashion, nothing is ever straightforward. There might be twists, evidence that surfaces at the wrong time, interventions from unexpected allies, or Cat discovering that EJ knows and making a desperate counter-move. Perhaps Marlena's hypnosis reveals more than just Cat's actions. Maybe it unlocks other memories that complicate EJ's response. The show has always excelled at these slow burn reveals that pay off with weeks of dramatic aftermath. Fans have been speculating wildly on social media about how this will unfold. Some believe EJ will go full revenge mode, potentially allying with unlikely partners to bring Cat and Rafe down. Others think the betrayal might actually humanize EJ further, showing his capacity for both darkness and unexpected mercy. A few even hope for a redemptive arc where Cat's feelings prove genuine enough to create a path toward forgiveness, though in Salem, forgiveness is rarely simple or complete. Whatever happens, one thing is certain: Cat is about to face immense danger. The kind of danger that comes from crossing a man who controls vast resources and has a history of getting even. The exposure won't just end their relationship, it could upend multiple storylines, force characters to take sides, and create new rivalries that will carry us through the rest of the year. So, will EJ expose Cat's secret? The momentum says yes. The writing has been building to this crescendo for too long to fizzle out quietly. The real question is how spectacularly it will happen, and what pieces of Salem will be left standing afterward. As always in Days of Our Lives, the only certainty is that nothing stays secret forever, and when the truth emerges, it does so with maximum dramatic impact. We'll be watching every episode with anticipation, dissecting every glance and loaded conversation. The stage is set for fireworks, and EJ DiMera is lighting the fuse. Stay tuned, because in Salem, the drama never sleeps and this particular storm has been brewing for far too long.